Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to another episode of our glorious Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Let's Play. Yet another glorious day ahead of our glorious nation as we continue to make glorious progress across the river with our nuclear facilities, our nuclear cities, and the bridges that will connect the old and the new. Folks, there is a lot to get done today. I will not bore you with a prolonged introduction. Just want to mention, as always, if you've been enjoying this series, if you would like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel. It does, in fact, change what I do and how I go about doing it as well. The number of likes and comments is a quick read for me with regards to interest levels in the various series that are, currently ongoing. And I do actually read all the comments as well. So if you have any thoughts, feedback, opinions, stories, anything you'd like to share, you know exactly what to do. Leave a comment, it will get read. With that said, let's get this party started. The reason why I'm focused over here to kick things off is actually with regards to addressing some of the comments, as many of you noticed with your eagle eyes. These bridges are not going to work. These bridges are not going to work, and now that I'm kind of like flying past them, I see it's quite clear that they're not going to work. I was initially going to say, we'll test them out, we'll build them like we built this one, and we'll test out if the connection works, but no, what you can see quite clearly actually is that the bridges are sort of alternating, they're staggered, and so there's not a chance that any of the ships will be able to pass through. So we have to figure out how exactly to make these line up. Now that's problematic, because you can see, I see what's going on over here. I see what seems to be going on over here is that the one on the left and the one on the right begin and end at different points. And so the first support pillar begins and ends at a different point. So we're going to have to fix that. Let's just I quickly want to try and sort this out before we take a look at some of the overview stuff that we typically do. And then we can kind of get back to it, as it were. I really want this to work. We can't have that, because that's not going to line up, right? That's really weird that the game would do that. It's really weird. Okay, let's go ahead and... What happens if we extend this a little bit? Because this is a serious problem. I mean, you would... again, I would expect the game to, like, realize that they're side by side and let them start and finish at the same point. But I understand what's going on from a technical perspective. I understand that the terrain isn't exactly leveled between these two start points, and so the bridge supports and all those structures are starting at a different location. You can see, like, this thing, if we keep going over here, well, you'll see that, well, maybe we can, no, that would make two separate bridges, not one long bridge. We don't want that. Come on now. I built it infrastructure below. What? Yeah, it really doesn't want me to go all the way out there, eh? Might have to... Alright, let's try it. Let's try it this way. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get rid of the other one. There's got to be a way to make this work. There's got to be a way to make this work. What if I go this way instead? Start here. And end here. Doesn't like that. Got the right bridge type selected. Oh yeah, it doesn't like this at all, actually. Well, that's interesting. We've undone what we managed to do previously. Alright, let's see. These guys are like roughly level, aren't they? What if we back these guys up a little bit? Go all the way back. Go ahead and flatten terrain, height from center. Get away from the tracks, so when I click auto build, it's not going to build all those tracks. Go ahead and smooth this out a little bit more. That should give us a... more similar kind of start point, I guess. We want to make sure that this does pull out ever so slightly at least. Not wireframe back on. That's not going to make a difference. That's not going to help us. Everything's at a funky angle over here. But I'm again, I do want to reiterate. Thank you very much for pointing that out in the comments. I would have absolutely 100% missed it until it was probably too late, and that would not have been ideal. So thank you very much for pointing that out. Hopefully, be able to solve it with relative ease. Let's see. Plenty of room there. Looks relatively straight. Yes. Hook you up over here. And hook you up right next to it. Oh, that looks closer. Oh, looks like we're... Yes, beautiful. Beautiful, that works out. Nice. Just had to flatten the train a bit more. And because of that, we are now Are we exactly aligned? It looks like we are exactly aligned. Yeah, that's all it was. It was basically that the bridge was starting at a different point, and so it was ending at a different point, and so the support structures were located a little bit differently. Now, the question still remains, will trains be able to pass through? I think so. The height looks fine, as some of you have mentioned as well. The height looks okay. Oh, you know what? This one... No, we're still at the same height as we were before, more or less. Try building them and then seeing what happens. All right, you know, let's go for it. I think we should start we should build them and then see what the trains say. Will it be expensive? Not really. I mean, yes, yes, expensive, but relatively speaking, it is a fraction of our wealth. 3 million rubles is nothing. 3.4, nothing. So let's go ahead and commission. That includes, by the way, the little train, the track section up over there. So why don't we go ahead and we're fine over here, right? Yes. Go ahead and pay for you and for you. And as that'll be happening, I just quickly want to check a couple of stats. I usually like to start sessions by looking at stats because it gives us kind of a mark as to where we are and how things have been going. Just a bit of an overview, I suppose. If we take a look at all time, population is looking pretty good. We had that, you can see that stagnation that happened for, like, what is each bar? 10 years? Each of the thick bars? 10 years or something? Either way, you can see that stagnation. Not just a stagnation, but a fairly slow population decline, which we have reversed, so now we're seeing some population explosions, actually. Hopefully we're able to keep up with it. A lot of unemployment, which, don't tell me these trains are jammed again. Pretty sure they're moving. It looks like they're moving just fine. We got to keep an eye out for that. I want to make sure... Oh, you know what? No, you're full. Maybe we just solved a train jam, which is why unemployment is still high while we're playing kind of catch-up. But that is extremely high. 7,300, that is unreasonably high. And down over here, hopefully the jamming has been fixed. I did receive a couple of suggestions with regards to the semaphores over here, but I do hope that's been fixed based on the change we made last time. We'll keep an eye out for it. Hopefully it won't take too much of our time, you know, away from the nuclear city and all that kind of stuff. But apart from that, education is looking good. University education continues to rise. No education is skyrocketing as well, but again, I assume that's because there are more babies that are happening. Yeah, you can see the number of babies has skyrocketed. In fact, we've reached the highest number of babies of all time relatively recently. We're still at among the highest numbers of babies, so things are looking pretty good, but I assume that is what's bringing our education rating kind of down, so to speak. I really don't like how it calculates education, like no education like that. It should only be for adults, or like when they've gone past the ability to get a basic education, that's when they should be considered no education. But it does look like our basic education is skyrocketing, and our university education a steady increase as well. A couple more universities here and there would help with that, I imagine. But doing pretty good. Pretty happy with how we're doing. Can I actually... How do I... Workers with higher education. I wish I could see like a percentage. Workers with higher education versus workers with lower education. There's like a decent spread across the nation. We don't have like a university or anything over here, do we? I wonder if we want to get a more local university than the one all the way up over... Where is it? Up over here, which is already a lot more full than it's able to sustain. We have a bunch of university professors and stuff over here. They should be able to walk on over and give lectures. No, they're actually just a little too far away. I do wonder if I can't improve that. Well, that's actually rather, I should say, irrelevant, because we do have these guys back over here living basically right next to the university. I'm surprised to see that there are 32 workers here without a job. Maybe what I should do... Alright, you know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Hadn't occurred to me previously. But I wonder if... Okay, how do we go about doing this? Before we get into the nuclear city, which I will do just shortly. Hang in there, folks. There's got to be a... There's a hospital nearby, yes. There's a hospital literally down the street. You could walk to it. Even if your appendix was bursting, you'd be able to walk to this hospital. These guys are all topped up, eh? Okay, fair enough. Do we have some empty spots over here, maybe? These guys are also all topped up, I'm pretty sure. Got some room here, but not nearly enough. Ooh. These are adults that are lacking education, if I'm not mistaken, right? Oh no, university education. Well, how come you have university education but you don't have a suit and tie? Are you currently unable to go to work for some other reason? Perhaps. The kindergarten needs to get done over here. Where is the local kindergarten? Yeah, where is the local kindergarten? I guess there isn't one. What, wasn't there going to... There was going to be one over here, right? Okay, we gotta work on that. Alright, you know what? There are bigger issues than a bad population spread. Once some of these buildings get done, what I want to do is I want to move a lot of the workers with a basic education out over here and get more workers with university education over here next to the university, because you need a mix of both to be staff and professors, but we need more professors over here. I don't know. This is actually kind of weird to me that this university isn't fully staffed at basically all times, because I'm pretty sure you're able to get there. You're not able to get there. These two buildings are able to get there. I could always assign tell workers where to go, but I'm trying to do that less and less. Trying to do that much less. We'll see. Alright, now before we go back to the nuclear city, I'm going to go ahead and place a kindergarten down over here. We need a kindergarten and we need a school as well. I thought we had these guys down here, but I guess not. We also need to upgrade these roads. Let's upgrade these roads as well. A lot of the construction's slow because the roads have not been... the roads are still like dirt roads, so let's go ahead and upgrade these roads. Why not? We know this is a permanent... These are all permanent fixtures now. We're not going to be making adjustments, so why not? And let's go ahead and, yes, over to this area over here. I suppose we could get rid of you and you. That should allow us to... Let's go ahead and you and you as well. That should allow us to hopefully clone this entire section over to here. A little bit of flattening required. Not a problem. Good stuff. Can we get closer? No. That should be fine, right? We'll get rid of some of the footpaths and stuff. Otherwise, it should be fine, right? Pop you down. Like so. Just eyeballing this real quick. Pop you down like so. There it is. The road down here. Footpaths. What do I want to do? That does not look lined up, does it? But it wasn't rotating to be perfectly lined up. There's nothing I can do about that. Just have to accept my fate there. And get rid of you. Pull you back a little bit as well. Go ahead and hook you up over here like so. Let's hook you up like so, and hook you up like so. Symmetrical-ish. Symmetrical adjacent, as it were. Yeah, and then we'll upgrade these roads and stuff as well. Upgrade you. Go ahead and get the footpath upgraded too. Cool. And I guess we'll allow construction offices to build these buildings. It'll take some time, but I think it's worth it. Let's go ahead and hit play. All the roads keep getting built. Excellent. Our tracks off over here as well, getting built. We want to definitely kind of test this out, make sure this is working. I really do wish we could have built these ourselves, but after the experience with the bridges over here, I think I've come to learn that that is maybe in the future of the game when these things are a bit more clearly communicated, if a if a boat can make its way underneath the tracks or not, maybe that's when we'll be able to do that again, because it's just too much of a time investment to then not be able to actually use what you made. You know what I mean? Like, you'll remember, I mean, some of you might remember, some of you might have missed it way back when. So, this is unfortunate. I kind of wish I'd cleaned this up before I built this. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. I was worried there was a lumpy kind of transition over here, but we're okay. Some of you will remember, some of you will not, but these bridges over here, at least one of them, if I recall correctly, maybe even both of them, we'd built manually, like our own people built them, our own train construction vehicles and all that kind of stuff. We built these bridges, and then we had to demolish them. Not once, but twice, I think. And then build them using the automatic building, because they didn't line up. It wasn't that they didn't line up, they weren't tall enough, was the problem. Or they were too closely packed. It was some problem or another. I forget exactly what it was, but all that time and effort and, like, joy was very quickly burned to the ground when we had to rebuild these. So that's the current reality. Hopefully down the line at some point we will be able to manually build those again. But I do want to check really quickly over here. We haven't checked up on these guys in a while. Looks like tourists are having an alright time. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Could actually check tourism as a whole. All right, 1.3, 2.3, okay. Doing okay, we're doing okay. This year as a whole, okay, 1.5, 2.1. Considering we haven't really focused on tourism, I'd say we're doing all right. Nobody died among the Soviet tourists. Among the Western tourists, 5 died sometime this year. Why? What did you do? Alcohol poisoning? We got a hospital and stuff around everywhere these Western tourists will be going, right? Fully staffed and everything as well. This should be okay. Meat, food. See, even though they have meat here, one tourist wasn't able to get meat. I feel like that's part of the problem. Nobody actually going for alcohol, even though we have a ton of it. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. I feel like tourists are having a decent time. I think. I do wonder what would further help. I think a big part of why our average trip score is so low is because a lot of these ratings are fairly low on some of these buildings, and they're low to begin with. I'm curious as to how we can improve them. Do we have to build more theaters and stuff in the area? Do we have to do more beautification? I'm not exactly sure, and if you do know better, then please don't hesitate to let me know down below. I'm very curious, because I would like to see tourism improve a little bit. We kind of like set it and forget it. We did some work for tourism, but then it's kind of like sat there for a while, eh? But over here again, we're going to be integrating tourism as well for the nuclear city, nuclear town, nuclear, whatever you want to call it. Want to make sure we've got construction offices assigned here, and then we can move on across the river. Get everyone working. Over here as well. Oh, right, because the paths are not built. Let's fix that, shall we? There. Now we should be able to assign all of these construction offices. Want these built as soon as possible. Hopefully they don't need too many prefab panels. Wait, did I just... That was a mistake. That was a misclick. We're okay though. We do need some prefab panels actually, unfortunately. Here, not so much. Partly probably because we auto-built by mistake a little bit. But we will need some prefab panels. I will slow some stuff down over here. But hey, that is the nature of the beast. We have plenty of prefab panels up over here though, right? If we take a look at the 75 tons. More coming consistently. If a truck picks it up over there, I'm hoping it takes this path down. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully traffic's looking alright over here. No jams per se. A little bit of slowdowns here and there, but overall this is all moving okay. Much better than it was previously. Oh, that's so beautiful. And actually, let me check on the topic of jams. This is a problem. That is a problem, and it will need some finessing. Now, some of you in the comments actually mentioned as well that you were a little confused as to what's going on over here and why it's actually broken right now. Yeah, me too. Me too. There was some suggestion that it might be a bug currently. They are constantly still changing how the trains work. In fact, relatively recently, they made an adjustment to how the trains work. We'll see what comes of it. Oh, so close. So close. Can I flip you around? Once more. I just need like literally yes. Yes, beautiful. All I needed. All I needed. This should work. We've returned to what it was earlier that was kind of sort of working. Hopefully it works because we do need hang on, actually. Yeah, we do pick up chemicals and hopefully drop them off over here. That's what was missing, right? Chemicals? We got chemicals, we got... Why are we... What are we struggling with over here? We were not building electronic... We're not producing, rather, electronic components because we're missing plastics. Sorry. Not chemicals, plastics. We have plenty of plastics here. Okay, so the problem has got to be... We gotta bring more power down over here, it seems. The problem has got to be that we are not... Okay, let's see. This is the Zata warehouse. Where we are loading plastics, yes. And the Zata electrical components factory... We are not unloading plastics. That's the problem. guys are already headed out getting some work done. We do also need to rename Zodcha. I did get some excellent name suggestions a handful of sessions ago when we first established this area. There were some that were direct responses to other names across the nation, for example. There were some new names. There was some good punnage going on. Feel free to drop your name suggestions in the comments down below. Once again, I will be referencing the old suggestions, but if you want to reiterate them, just bring them up again, feel more than free to do so. But if you have a name suggestion, I think it is finally time to name Zodcha as we have it up and running. Operating without issue, for the most part. Clearly, we need to bring some more power down here, fair enough, and we also will still need to do some work before we can start exporting vehicles. But let's actually first start getting the vehicles here, and then we'll have that conversation when the time comes. Some of these tracks I think we'll pay for. No blueprint set in production. This I'll deal with later. Cool. All right, done. Moving on. Let's now deal with the nuclear city. Because I think we've spent enough time down there. Looks like the bridges are fine. Where is the... Where are we? This guy actually should not be doing that. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Yes, you should be. That was my bad. I mixed him up for the guy that was heading out to the western borders. Looks like we already took care of that. So long ago, it's all starting to blur. Because we had a ship that was shipping, or a tanker that was shipping oil or something to the west, which we were not really looking to do. Looks like we're good over here, though. Okay, so our ship that ships to the west, I'm trying to find a better way to say that, has already gone off, I think, for now. When it returns... There we go. Wrong, buddy. Yeah. Glad I checked. Guessing it's a height thing. Looks like height is not good enough, actually. Okay. I'm gonna try and demolish one of these guys first. Let's demolish the outer one first, because I want to make sure that it is a height thing and not something else. Not that, because they're stacked next to each other. See, now, aren't you glad that we didn't spend all the time and effort in building that entire bridge only to have to demolish it and rework the space? Yeah, it looks like it's a height thing. Okay, fair enough. Get rid of you as well. So if it's a height thing, how high do we want to go here? Let's see. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and height from center. The wireframe won't really tell me when this is matching this. It won't give me that information. But what I can do is I can do this. I can go ahead and flatten pulling from that bridge, because we know that height more or less does the trick. And it's actually quite a bit. That's actually quite a bit. Of a shift, I mean. Let's smooth this out a little bit. Out over here. Yeah, okay, yikes. Have to raise this by that much, eh? Yeah, that's quite a bit higher. I'm gonna figure out the best way to do this without having to rework our junction over here, but I feel like we probably will have to rework the junction. Try raising, let's see. Let's see how this works. If it works. It was unfortunate. It would have looked so nice. I feel like it's a little too, I don't know. I feel like this I feel like the ship should have been able to make those previous bridges. In my humble opinion. I highly doubt. Okay, we can kind of... I wonder if we can kind of like slowly ramp up, just ever so slightly. I don't know if this will work. You can see as well, like the terrain is not entirely cooperative. Smooth that out. Go smooth that out. It's like a launch pad over here. Okay, okay. Raise this a bit more. See what that does. Too steep. Move it out. There we go. Hopefully. A little too steep. Ah, damn it. Alright. Alright. Hopefully that does it. Okay. So, my hope is do this. We can do this. Raises it. You know, somewhat naturally looking, I guess. Maybe from here, if we get the bridge going. All the way out to hill causing obstruction. Okay. Just gotta get this to step out a little bit further. Like so and like so, not a problem. And from there, we should be able to pull the bridge. Yeah. Gotta make sure it lines up and looks good. Zoom out from up top over here. What are we looking at? Pull you straight across up to here. That's what we've done previously. Yeah, that works. Pull it back a little bit. I want a bit more room next to the road and the pillar on that right side. You can see how it kind of like shifts, right? I kind of want that bigger gap. That should work. And how about right next to it, we go with you, and hopefully, oh, come on. Yeah, it looks like it lines up. Lines up over here. Lines up over here. Yes, and lines up over here. You know what? That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. That is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Go ahead and commission. Then we can pay for the bridges. Again, because we want to run this test, right? We want to make sure this is working. Yeah, it's is it exactly what I had hoped and dreamed? No, but does it work? Yes. I think that's fine. Launch pad onto the bridge, and then over here again we can kind of like smooth some of this stuff out, right? Like we want to make sure that this isn't so horrendous. There we go. That's better. Much better. Much better. Smooth this out as well. There we go. There we go. Cool. You almost done? Almost. Oh man, we actually ended up below 160. I was wondering if we'd end up below 160 and how long we'd stay there. We'll make that money back in no time, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Alright, let's go ahead and find this boat again. Calling it a boat is definitely doing it a disservice, but let's find this ship. Gone off, hasn't it? Oh, there it is. Beautiful. Well, if it doesn't... So, if we have confirmed one thing here, that off map, even if it's outside of the border, it will still give us a question mark if there is a problem with it navigating the waters in a certain area. So the fact that it's not saying that tells me that we're probably fine. Good. Okay, excellent. And you know what? It's not that bad, actually. Not that bad. We didn't have to revamp and reinvent the wheel or anything like that. Let's go and get the grass back. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Looking fantastic. Now, there was a suggestion that we could make a road connection over here, and that would allow us to start building using construction offices from the old city. And while I think that's a great idea, and I will absolutely take a look at doing that, I have also come to realize that this will not work. This is way too low. Way too low. It's impossible for this to work. So we're going to have to rework that, aren't we? This is a lot higher than down there. That is definitely not nearly tall enough. So how are we going to do this? Okay, here's how we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and back this up all the way to here, I think. Do all the way back to here as well. All right. Got this road maybe falling back as well. Yeah. Pull the road back too. Okay. If I raise everything to the height of this runway, that'll be high enough, but where do they end up over here? I guess they end up like all the way up over here on this side. That's got to be it, right? We're not going to be able to do anything shorter than that. Because we got to have these shipping lanes. That's wild. Okay, fair enough. Height from center, auto build. Let's go. Okay, let's go the faster way, right? Yeah, that's a fair sight faster. Wow, that's actually crazy to think about how how tall it needs to be. I wish I wish drawbridges were a thing. I wish we could like just. That would be quite helpful right about now. Gonna raise this a bit again, trying to make this work here. Be smooth and a bit more appealing to look at. Let's try a bit more over here. Good thing we have a ton of money. Good thing we didn't spend money at every possible occasion. Right from center. There we go. Finishing touches to pull these things up is not that bad. Cool. Let's make sure we smooth. Then we want the ramps, right? Smooth you out, smooth you out. And I would love to like have these like rise up at the same time roughly. But I don't think we'll be so lucky. Alright, we can put down a bunch of trees and stuff down over here. That works for me. Sure. Sure, this might work. This might just work. So yeah, before we make the road connection on this side, I just want to make sure that this... I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good point that we can get the old city's construction offices working on the nuclear facilities and whatnot. But I wanted to make sure that we were, in fact, able to have boats go underneath the bridges and whatnot. That would be a problem if not. I'm definitely glad that we checked, because this would have been terrible. Probably would have been able to intuit it when we actually put the bridge down, but because we hadn't done that yet, it was just like, yeah, this will work, whatever, we'll be fine. We'll deal with it later. Sometimes that doesn't work. Are we able to... Right, still. Looks fine to me. Try something here. Are we coming up this way? Are you raising up or are you going down? There we go. That looks right? That looks like it worked. Let's see. Pull out from here. That looks like it worked. Got us pull you from here, straight out. Up to here. Move this out. See what that looks like. Up to here, and then out. I imagine it's like pretty... Yeah, that's more or less what I expected. Alright, give me 1 second here, folks. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I know this is a big... big section. It's not going to work the way I want it to, but I want to give it one shot. One opportunity. To cease being such a pain. There we go. Maybe that's all it needed. Maybe that's all it needed. Looks like it might be better. Alright, up top. There we go. That is looking a fair sight better. All the way to the end there. All the way to the end there. Yes. Not perfect, but you know what? I'll take it. There's still this little like lump over here. Not perfect, but I will take it. Cool. Gotta learn to accept some of these things from time to time. Get our road over here as well. We could still pull you out this way and pull you out this way. And then keep you going up. I think... I guess we want to be a bit sharper here. Because we want this to turn around, pull you up to here, and then do that. There we go. Nope. Forgot this was an option. Pull this stuff back here. Stay along these lines as far as we can go. There. Stay along this line as far as we can go. There. Alright, cool. Beautiful. And the road itself, in the darkness, the wireframe is crystal clear, but it also like burns a hole in your retina a little bit. Smooth this out. Come on now. There we go. Beautiful. All the way out to here. Hopefully that's enough of a gap between the bridges that we won't see any trouble. Bit of a lumpy road over here. Why don't we go ahead and back this up a bit? Smooth. I don't think auto build is going to be a problem here. There we go. That'll do the trick, I think. Seems good. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And if a plane's taking off, then I sincerely hope that they do so well before the edge of the runway. They're not supposed to, if I'm not mistaken, they're supposed to lift off before the edge of the runway. That's way too risky to wait until the very edge. But hopefully this is all right. Suspension of disbelief, otherwise we're okay. Alright, so that's that. Now, where the hell, where do these things end up? You go straight out from here. Okay, as predicted. As predicted. So let's go ahead and make sure we are lining up nicely here. So above you, all the way out to here, I suppose. I think we'd have to go further out. But as far as we can go, okay, cool. Here. It looks like it has a curve, doesn't it? But the camera has some lens distortion, it feels like. Pop you down there. Pull you out. Infrastructure below. Road, I assume. It's okay, we can always turn the road a little bit, like, off. Though really, if they're lined up, that shouldn't be a problem. Oops. One could make it through, the other should make it through as well. No. Something else. This. Oh, I'm such a fool. Okay. At the end of the world. Go ahead and hook you up there. I'm here to... Nope. Something else. What the... What? Why? What are you... What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Come on. What if I do it the other way around? Alright, this will go all the way to here. Try to see if we can keep that pillar kind of gap at the same spot. Not really, but fair enough. Alright. That will hook up. It does look lined up. Look entirely straight. You know what? It looks, I'm gonna say it looks straight enough. It's a little off, but... Damn it. I get my neuroticism sometimes. Just like marginally off. Just all I'm asking for is perfect. Is that too much to ask for? There we go. Do that. Cool. Lined up. We're good. The road bridge, meanwhile, will hopefully start around the same point as well. And line up nicely. Let's go ahead and cancel it by one step, I think, to line it up. And we'll go with the beam bridge, right? Goes all the way to there, too. That is not lined up. I think it has to be the truss bridge for it to line up, so that's the same type of bridge. Seems to be the case. This is going to be... That looks fine to me. God knows it's not straight, but... You go up to there, roughly. Those look lined up, yeah. I mean, the only one way to find out, really, is to pay for these guys. Which, again, a little unfortunate, but it's what's necessary. When they come out over here, though, what happens next is the question. I want to make sure something can happen over here. Right? Like, we want to make sure that these guys aren't, like, dead ends. So the road is able to, yes, veer off. That's good. We'll see what we actually do over here. Because I would still like to connect this down over here. I think that's quite a nice way to connect it. If we do this kind of a thing. Pretty nice kind of thing to drive under, I think. I like a good bridge. And these tracks up over here, too steep of an incline. Yeah, I shouldn't be surprised. Can I actually flatten this, though? On the building, good. Right from center. There we go. Flatten that, smooth it out a little bit as well. Alright, it's looking good. That should be good. Where are my tracks? Need an excavator. This means we should be fine. Let's go ahead and commission you. The reason why I'm doing that is because then I should be able to do this. Come on now. Oh. There we go. And you. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. That ought to do the trick, I think. Pull you out. Like so, and like so. Alright. Now we know we have access, at least. Let's continue on. Parallel to these grids, the road will do the same thing. Continue on parallel to the grid here. Over to my road. Make sure it's nice and clean. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, so what does that actually mean, though? Because the tracks will go from up over there. They'll have to, like, loop back down to hook up over here. Not a problem. Not a problem, but we will have to either dig a ramp down from up over there down to this level, which is quite tough to do. Or make a roller coaster ride. Just have this, like, loop around, come down through the tunnel over to here. That would be ridiculous, obviously. Not what we're going to go for. I think I'm going to have to flatten a huge bit of land over here. Because I can't see any other way to connect the tracks down to here. Outside of a tunnel or flattening. The ramp there, the road comes through. Hooks up where? Somewhere down here, right? So what we'd want to do is... Alright, let's see. If you continue on... Well, before we get too excited, why don't we go ahead and make sure this works. Again, fund all of these. I'm pretty sure they're lined up. I'm pretty sure this will work, but... Like, the parallax plays such a big role over here, you know? And, like, perspective. I don't know what FOV we have on the camera. But I do hope they work, because then we'll actually be able to move on with our lives a little bit. But the idea here is that the road here kind of continue onwards. We can always auto-build mud roads. The idea is the road would continue on from here. It'd be this, like, nice coastal road connecting up to there. We'll, like, split away from the coast a little bit, obviously. We'll kind of have to match where the other road is. But something like this, perhaps. Come on now, there we go. How's that looking? Pretty good, pretty good. Bridge was done. This one is not. I thought oh, man, that takes forever, eh? Why is this taking so long? Holy crap. I see, like, no visible progress. It must be a visual glitch or something. Maybe it'll just kind of pop in when it's done. Anyway, back to you. This can continue on. I'm following the curve of this post as well. And there. Hook up like so. And there you have it. Might seem like nothing, but we have connected our oldest city to our future city. Again, might not seem like much, but that mud road, that dirt road, is a sign of things to come, I suppose. Man, good stuff. What is wrong with you? Why are you taking so long? Well, the supports are done. At least there's that. Where is that ship? I wouldn't be surprised if it's still, yep, over here. Takes so long, man. It takes so long. But hey, it makes us enough money. It looks like we're okay, actually. If the supports are done, right, it would have already started having some issues, I suspect. Wow, it's taking forever. While that's taking its sweet time, why don't we go down over here and take a quick look at what the situation is over here. Some of these houses have been completed building without power supply. Oh, we got to figure out power distribution over here, eh? Alright, fair enough. These guys are seeing some progress as well. Yes, indeed. Okay, good, good, good. Well, hang on then. So power is coming up over this way, hooking up over there. We have another line we can draw over here, so why don't we go ahead and minimize you for now. Really quickly here. Electric substation. Need a couple, I think. Go ahead and get a switch. Pop it down over, let's say... I don't want to have to rework this, but I feel like we're going to. What could be over here? All this, I suppose. I mean, they need power as well. They need power as well. So why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and pop you down over here? And if we need to adjust it down the line, then we will. Pop you down over here. Pop you down over here. Right, that'll cover quite a few of them, but it'll probably be overloaded. Which is why we want to put another one down. Over here. See what that does for us. We'll pull the line out from here. Like so. That'll be parallel to this. Once we get to here, or once we get to here, I think. Go ahead and pull over this way. Right about to here. Of course, it's going to be hideous like that. Pull you down. About here. Hook you up like so. Beautiful. Hook these guys up. Pull this over. Building in the way. Come on now. There we go. Up. And almost around. Like not perfectly straight. See it. We want to go ahead and pull from here instead. And there, do that. Sure, I can live with that for now. Cool. Again, it might be a fairly temporary solution, right? Let's go ahead and pay for you. Let's go ahead and pay for you. And let's go ahead and pay for you. Okay. Roads as well. Let's pay for them. In case a fire breaks out or something, we want to make sure this is covered. And we should be fine for power. Looks like we're good. Alright, well, since we're here... Oh, we need even more power over here, right? This is not nearly enough. 2 is not nearly enough. I shouldn't be surprised, really. We'll have to pop another one down over here at some point. I'm wondering if now is the time to do it. Really, too many connections. Huh. This guy's also got 2... Okay, fair. That's fair. It's a pretty central location for this one. I'm wondering if we get a switch over here instead and like try and hook another power box or junction or whatever over here. Might not be a terrible idea. Get some of these footpaths here. Mess we've made. There we go. All right, we'll be back here. We'll be back here. One thing I want to do is, okay, so this ship is still fine, so that's good. I'm sure the bridge is done by now. Yeah, so it looks like they are, in fact, lined up. But one thing I do want to do is... This is a hard read, man. It's a hard read. We got more professors and staff in here right now. Not sure what the deal is. Lots of students waiting, though. You know what I think we need to do is build another university, maybe one more somewhere over here, maybe like somewhere over here or something. The University of Electrical Engineering, perhaps, next to the power plants. God. And another one down over here somewhere, so don't fall behind on education. But numbers are looking pretty good. We could further empty some of these densely packed areas. Pluses. Again, we want to be careful, right? Not to facilitate more population booms, as it were. Want to make sure things are moving a bit more smoothly. Like or growing or developing a bit more smoothly, I suppose. Looking for the right phrasing there. What about from here? Relocate a bunch of you. A lot of you guys are unemployed. These guys are already... There we go. How about that? 54 in this one. So what was that, like 5 clicks? Go with 6. Just a bit of wiggle room here and there. Pull a few of you over. Quite a few unemployed. What are we looking at here? Unemployment is at 6,000. I don't think we need a train jam to cause that kind of unemployment. We have quite a few people looking for work. We could add another train bringing people to the steel mill and stuff. Steel mill and down over here. Do we have movement here, by the way? Or are we jammed? We are jammed, aren't we? Are we jammed, or are you doing something? No, you're trying to get over to the Zodcha warehouse. But this train is not letting you. Because it's trying to get back to the Okselinsky steel mill. Where should this train have stopped? This train should have stopped all the way back over there. What are we looking at here? It should have stopped all the way back over there. So should these be chains, perhaps? Even further back, actually. Huh. Or maybe I need a crossing over here. Let's see if I pull you back. Zodcha. The thing is, they're both headed in the same direction is the problem. That's the problem. Alright, well. Cross that bridge when we get there. And on the topic of bridges... Cross these bridges. They're parallel enough, I would say. They're parallel enough, sorry. It does look like the ship is fine. Yep, just went under these, so we know it's okay here for sure. Would love to have caught that. This river might need to be widened a little bit, actually, just to feel a bit more realistic. But hey, it is fine how it is right now. So, do we want to start construction? I guess we could, right? It's a long way to drive, but at least we could start it. This road feels pretty good to me. It's got the right vibe to it. It like starts wide away, and then it kind of like tapers in, narrows the gap, and then we have our little coastal facilities. Move out over here, it widens the gap a little bit again. We have our waterfront living areas. This is all good. Train tracks, okay, we're good there. Cool, it's coming together. All right, sure. Why don't we begin? We got bus stops over here. We got parking lots, bus stops. We got everything over here, right? Do my little double checks over here. Hope you don't mind. Gotta get a road connection here. There we go. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Nobody can reach here, unfortunately, unless they're from this bus stop. That's fine. Because this bus stop services these two mines. Even though it's the larger one, it's kind of weird, but... Okay, it's not the end of the world. Alright, okay. Yeah, I think we're going to start building. What do we start with? Let's go ahead and start with... Let's go ahead and start with the uranium mine. I feel like that's demonstrative, right? 2 of the party power construction offices can make it here. What's funny is like the game limits you from being able to pull in those construction offices because it's like they would have to go all the way up to Veterinkagrad, pull around Trainwrecksky through Farminsky, and then come down over here. But since we do have some of these bridges completed, I might want to make some of those connections instead, right? But my plan is, once these are done, we'll pull in the Zodcha and Uprisinggrad construction offices. Until then, I don't want those guys pulled in. Zavodsk as well. I want them all focusing on these housing units, and then I want them working on the new construction, new developments over here. This is a long way to go, though. Let's be realistic. The construction offices from here need to take the road. Well, first they need to go up over here to pick up their raw materials. On which note, make sure there are more raw materials to acquire. Keep expecting to read seed pine, not plant pine. I understand the change, but I just Force of habit, I suppose. But yeah, they gotta like get up over here. They gotta go this way, up this way, up this way, up, around, down, 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 down this way, up across this way, down this way, down this way, down, 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 and then they make it all the way over to here. It's a long way to go. Might want to upgrade this road. I feel like it's permanent. I'm gonna let myself mull over it for a little bit, and then we'll make it permanent, I think. Is there a more convenient way to get there? These construction offices. Not really. Oh, this is so cool. Look at that. That's so dope. Oh, it's awesome. But okay, what happens up over here though? So we've got trains coming through, right? Do we need a junction for any reason? Do we need trains to go up that way? I don't really think so. It's not as long as a gap as I'd hoped either. We also want to put some fields down over here to bring we'll bring clothes down, because if we're bringing some moving parts around, going up this way, coming up that way, right? So you from over like here can bring up clothes, right? We are producing clothes down here, if I'm not mistaken. What's wrong? Missing fabric. Why do we not have fabric? Missing crops, right? Well, that's because of all the jamming we've been having lately. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What's the deal over here? We're out of crops. Well, that's not ideal. When did this start becoming a problem? When did this start becoming a problem? We need crops here so we can have crops here. I guess I need more farming happening down here as well now. I mean, we know we're going to need more farming up over there. Maybe we just produce fabric up there ourselves. The problem is getting chemicals up there, but we have to get chemicals up there anyway for the other facilities, for the nuclear facilities. So I suppose it's not the end of the world. Suppose it's not the end of the world. Fair enough. What comes next, though? More bus stops, actually. I'm wondering, so we've got the bus stop up over here to get people up to these cultural facilities. We do need one more bus stop. I think we need a large bus stop, actually. That plane flies past us. We need a large bus stop from the mods. If I can, there we go. Wow, that was the fastest I found one. Drive-through bus station, 500 passengers. I think 1,000 is not a bad idea, actually. Wonder if I want to put it up like this. A little off to the side. But here's what we could do, is we could do, this road over here, I could, alright, let me try something here. So we could do this, like so. Pop you down, like that. Get the road out, like so. Hook you up with a tighter turn. There we go. Beauty. Alright, so the bus is coming through. It goes up, picks people up, goes around, and it's going this way. On the way back, go all the way to here. Under mods, let's go ahead and get the extra large. That's the problem. See, this is I want to have more housing units over here. Is the thing. How far? Yeah, this will cover all of these housing units. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But for all the housing that's happening over here, we might need to do a sort of riverfront bus stop, as it were. Inverted, basically. Pop this down like they so. Don't know if this will work, but we'll try it. The road to hook up like this. Can we not? Alright, fine. Gotta be this way. It's gotta be this way. Hook you up like so. And then you can hook up like that. So basically, the bus will come down here, pick people up, leave, come up this way, go across, take this turn, go up here, pick people up, go down this way, continue on, drop people off here, go down this way, come up here, drop people off here, go up this way, and drop people off here, right? It's a long trip for sure, but the hope is that we have, 5 or 6, maybe 4, 5, 6 buses picking people up and dropping people off like that. We'll have a nice kind of circuit going. I quite like this, actually. I quite like this We could just as easily put this down over here, and that way it'll be a bit more symmetrical, I suppose. I could try it. Try it, let's see. Extra large. Copy down like so, right? Infrastructure, come on. That's the real reason. I need more flattening over here. I just don't want to ruin the riverfront. I quite like how it looks over here. Get a little bit closer, sure. Don't know if this will work. Of course, as soon as I uncheck auto build, it shows me where I can flatten a bit more. Right. Go ahead and hook you up like so. There it is. Like so. And the road would go up like this. Like pull this down a bit more. Do this kind of a thing. And hook this up. Console. Like that. Not exactly symmetrical per se, but you get what I mean. Does it have the same coverage? It does provide bus access for everyone. What do y'all think? What do y'all prefer? Up top, down low? Talking about high fives over here. Right, because this is like, yeah, then this way we have this and this are a bit more similar. They're still not exactly the same, but they are a bit more similar. So, you know, how much of a difference does that make, I suppose, is the question. We'll probably do something like this to make it a bit more similar, right? This will be a little off, but that's fine. I have these, like, riverfront bus stops, rather beautiful bus stops, I guess. This would give us room to actually do, like, a gas station here and here as well or something. Yeah, maybe I like this. Maybe I like this. Maybe I like this. So bus comes, picks people up, goes on, heads down here, picks people up, goes on, drops people off, drops people off, drops people off. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. First construction vehicles have not yet quite arrived, but no matter. It's exciting times, folks. This is exciting times. Like I said, it might just look like dirt roads now, and that's because they are. But this is the future of the nation. Look at that massive expanse. This is going to be huge. I'm really excited for this. Folks, hope you had a good time. This is, we're going to call it a session. If you did have a good time, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do, what I don't do, how I go about doing it. Y'all know the drill by now. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big ol' thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, das vidanya.